We got a little bit of a bounce back today on all of our favorite stocks, but we're not quite out of the woods yet. Let's take a look at a couple of things and then talk about the Bitcoin miners and micro strategy and a few other things. So, first of all, the money market funds. This came out yesterday, and let's see what happened. We see that retail actually increase their holdings while institutions decrease their holdings by a little over $20 billion and retail increase theirs by about $4 billion. This is showing us that institutions, even with this big sell-off, institutions are getting ready to deploy some of their cash here towards the end of the year as rates are coming down and potentially draw retail back in who is still cashing up. So as long as this is going down on the money market funds for institutions, I'm not too scared. There are a lot of alarm bells going off, lots of people calling for the sky is falling right now because of yesterday's drop, but I'm not quite there with them just yet. Okay, so I might get there, but I'm not there yet. Anyways, let's take a look first of all at Bitcoin. So first of all, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Where is my Bitcoin? There is my Bitcoin. All right, Bitcoin. So here's not great. So we lost the 21-day moving average. That's not good. So Bitcoin is likely going to come down to the bottom of this Bollinger here. We're probably going to hit $90,000 again. We got real close today at 92,000. That might be the bottom. It's been before. And we went right to it, basically to the penny right here. You can see this dip here from December 5th, same as today's dip, almost exactly. And from there, we went up to 108,000. So don't be super surprised if we get back above this 21-day moving average tomorrow, which is currently at 98,910. If we get back up above that, we are going to go for the high one more time and see if we can't make another new all-time high for Bitcoin. Now, if we stay where we are right now, and you can see here, if we zoom in a little bit, you can see that these red candles are just stacking, right? The bodies are stacking all the way down. If that happens, if this candle closes and then opens again, stacking another candle down, we're going to come back down to the bottom of this wick down here at $92,000, potentially even come all the way down to the bottom Bollinger at $89,000 to $90,000. Okay, that is likely to happen in that scenario. We are losing some of this channel here right now, and that's not ideal. Remember, the 200-day is all the way down at $69,000, almost $70,000. That would be a little over a 30% drop from the peak. And honestly, that would be still in bullish territory. So I still wouldn't be too scared about that, but it would suck really badly. So that is it for Bitcoin right now. Let's take a look actually at the weekly real quick. I'm not too scared about the weekly. We're below the 5-week moving average, which is at 96,368. The 21-week moving average is all the way down at 80,000. That could be a bit of a pit stop at some point, maybe. We'll see. If we lose the 5-week, and especially if we lose that $90,000 mark and we start opening candles beneath $90,000, then yeah, we're absolutely dropping to 80. But until then, I'm not going to say that that's going to happen. All right. So I do like this wick on bottom. We'll see what this produces tomorrow. For the stocks, let's go over and take a look. CleanSpark was up 2% today. Now we're going to have some struggle here on the volume profile. You can see here at $12 is a ton of volume. That is going to be an area that we are going to struggle with. That's an area that we struggled to get below a little bit, and we're going to struggle to get back above. And once we do that, we've got room all the way up to about 16.43, but until we get into significant resistance again on the volume profile. So that is pretty important to note. You can see average force is starting to curl over to the upside again. You can see that the stochastics, though, are still disagreeing with that average force and aren't yet ready to say we are ready to rip just yet. I want to see green on yellow before I'd say that CleanSpark is ready to fly off the handle here. And we do also need to, now this trend line is different right here, boom. We have to break this trend line here, which means we got to get above the 21-day moving average, which is at 1271 right now on CleanSpark. The warrants. So the warrants came right down to my line here. Look at this. It came down to the 618. Look at it, hit the 618 and has bounced twice off the 618. If it hits the 618 one more time, we might crack it and come all the way back down to the 40-cent range. So I have been buying warrants. My average is 55 cents. I bought some at 66 cents yesterday and a little more at 66 cents today. This could go further down. It could go all the way down to 40 cents, or it could rocket back up to over $1. We don't know until we know. I'm just simply averaging on the way down here. here for CleanSpark warrants because I do see Bitcoin going higher. I do see CleanSpark following it as it does that going forward. So I'm viewing this as a bump in the road right now. BitDigital was down because I believe Ethereum was down. Yep, Ethereum was down just a tiny bit, but BitDigital came down with it. You can see we're going to hit the 200-day moving average. We hit this trend line here. We're bouncing off of it. We will likely hit the 200-day moving average at 317. It's very, very likely, very, very possible. Look at, we're fully out of this descending channel, or this ascending channel right now, and that sucks. We need to see Ethereum pick up. Once Ethereum picks up, we will see BitDigital come up, break this to the upside again, and find itself up around $6-7 again. But until then, we need Ethereum to do a thing. So for now, we are basically stuck between the 200-day moving average and $3.50. And until we get back over 350, we're not really going to do anything interesting with BitDigital. Bitfarms is suffering. It is suffering hard. It came as low as 160 today. Oy, oh my, that's just rough to look at. That was bad. That was really bad. We're below. Oh no. Okay, so we're below all this structure to the left now. We're below all this structure to the left except this thing from May, from back in May. That's our only lifeline back at 152. If we lose 152, this thing's coming all the way down to almost $1 again. Okay, I'd be interested in Bitfarms at $1 again for sure, but right now on the way down, I'm not waiting for it. So either it's going to come up and get above $2 again and I'm interested, or it's going to come down to $1 and I'm interested. That's the only two ways for Bitfarms for me right now. And that is unfortunate, but Bitfarms is suffering, is having a bad time. So look at Mara. Mara is also sucking pretty badly. It came all the way down to 1980. Oh, look, it hit my line yesterday and it stayed there all day today. But what is this I see? Is that an inverted hammer at the bottom of a move? That could be an inverted hammer at the bottom of a move. It went right into the strongest volume, which is where I have my line here, which is why this line is there. And it stopped. Now let's see if it is going to stop and bounce back up here. Please bounce back up here. My calls are suffering. I'm down about $1,300 on the calls I had on Mara for January right now. I was expecting anywhere after this 21 to bounce back up. It did a little bit up, and I was like, great, awesome. And then I kept holding them, and they just dumped real hard in three days, all the way down to where they are now. Mara is not showing any signs of life yet. None. So it's probably going to go flat here for a while. Maybe even dip a little down to the 200-day moving average down at 1926. Could see that. Once that happens, I want to see average 4 start getting smaller. I want to see the stochastic ribbon start going yellow on green. Once I get yellow on green on Mara, again, you better believe I'm going to be looking at it to do a meteoric rise like it did before, from like the $18 range all the way up to $30. It does that. I'm going to be laughing my way to the bank in mid-January. Please let it happen. Let's see if it does or not. I don't know. I'm not too concerned. I've made more money on other things. I've lost money on other things. It's fine. Right, for some reason, got all the love today. 3% up. Soluna was also up, but it doesn't matter. Riot, it came to the bottom of the range and it got bid. Got bid at the bottom of the range, which is also coincidentally right on my trend line here. And yeah, that's it. That's Riot. I wouldn't be surprised to see Riot trading, $15-16 by the end of the year. Here, maybe not the end of the year. It's only 2 weeks. But sometime soon here, Riot has been doing better. If we lose this area, like if we lose this white trend line though, it's coming all the way back down to baseline at like $8. Okay. Iran also up 3.46% today. So it's gone past my little dippy here. Don't love that. Now, notice how it's not like Bitcoin, right? Where we had the body stacking here, but then it stopped here, and now it's going green. So that's good. If Monday's candle can open above 1183 and drive a little higher, I'll be feeling pretty optimistic about Iron. Though I do think we still have a date, probably with $10.80. Not going to lie. Average force says we do. The stochastics say that we do. Even if we go up a little bit to like $13, we're going to roll right back over to $10.80 unless Bitcoin gets back over $100,000 and stays there. If we can't do that, then we're not going to experience anything good in Iran either. But hopefully, since this drive was nice and slow on the way up, we don't get as dramatic of a crash on the way down like we did back in August. July to August. Hopefully we come back, hit this trend line around 1050, 1080, right? And then bounce right back up and come back up into the $18 range. If we don't do that, I might be taking a 40% profit on Iron instead of well over 100%, which I really wanted to do the 100%. I had 110% up here somewhere. And right now I'm at about 60. So if I lose another 20%, I'll be cutting my Iron and waiting for better days. Core Z down a little bit more again. Come on, Core Z, load. Yeah, down again down here. And it's falling in post. I do think we're going to come down to about $13 on Core Z, fill out this head and shoulders up here, and then we'll assess from there on Core Z. Wolf was up a little bit today. We lost this trend line, but we are still hugging it. long as we're hugging this trend line, we could recover. If we open and close a candle down beneath this red trend line, though, we're coming down, and Wolf will likely be coming down to visit that $5 range here on Wolf. Let's take a look at Hut. Ooh, I don't like that. Hut's got a date with the bottom Bollinger Band down there at $20.48. Yeah, unless price can get up and above 25.75 again, then it's going to come down to baseline, which is going to be about $20.48. It might drive down to this white line all the way down to $18. That is possible too on Hut, so keep that in mind. Let's take a look at Cypher. Cypher is down. Cypher also not doing great, actually. Yeah, bottom half of this ascending channel, we're probably going to come back down to about $5.14 on Cypher and see where that goes. Cypher warrants, look at these things. They're still trading well over $1. At one point, they were up at $2.76. That's where I want to see the warrants for CleanSpark at some point. That would be awesome, especially with how many I have. This thing's holding up nice, actually. I don't hate it. It's probably going to come down to like 138, just like Cypher is going to fall. And then at some point make its return back to around that $3 range. That would be great. I really like looking at this chart occasionally to give myself an idea of like how I can expect CleanSpark warrants to react in relation to CleanSpark itself. Let's take a look at Hive real quick. Hive sucks. All right, they all suck. But Hive, yeah, it's doing exactly what I said, right? It came up, hit this trend line, and then just absolutely dumped off of it, coming all the way to the bottom of the range. That is a rough one. I mean, you lost if you didn't heed this trend line here and get out when it rejected immediately. You were looking at, oof, man, you dropped 43%. That's rough. Let's take a look at Soluna, up 9% today. Not much though. Look at how tiny that 9% candle is. Soluna's not going to do anything interesting till we get back above $3.66. As long as it is below $3.66, it's going to do nothing interesting. So that's Soluna. That's it. That's all I got to say about that one. All right. Oh, Can-Am. How's Can-Am doing? It's up 0.43%. Well, yeah, same thing. I said it came down to the 21. We didn't bounce off the 21. Now we're below the 21, so we could find ourselves coming back down to about $1.70-ish on Can-Am. But BitDeer did something different. BitDeer bounced. Look at that. It hit the 21 and bounced. That's what I was talking about. It was either going to fail at the 21 or bounce. Can-Am failed. BitDeer bounced. That means BitDeer is a stronger one. So if BitDeer can hold this move right here, hold above $20.49 going into next week, you better believe that BitDeer has the strength to move up to about $25 again. And Can-Am does not, unfortunately. Deft, DeFi Technologies, also similar sort of thing. This is what I'm expecting from Can-Am, right? Like to come down towards a bit and then maybe wick back up. This chart also, it's not looking great yet. This is kind of like a flagging type of behavior here. It could go either way, so I have nothing to say about that. Solana is under $200. That's great. That's actually good. If you're interested in it, hit the bottom Bollinger Band and popped up, so that's not bad. I think we're going to hit the 200-day, though. I think you can probably pick it up at about 170 sometime soon. I mean, honestly, I guess you could have picked it up at 175 today, so it's not much of a discount further from that. Ethereum turning around. Sui up 10% today, though. Look at that. That's nice. Sui's doing some good stuff. Dogecoin. Oh, yes, Doge. Doge came down to the 618 and bounced. Look at that. Hit the 618 level and bounced today. That 618 level was down at 26 cents. Today is the buy area for Dogecoin. So it's time. It's time to start picking up some Dogecoin if you're looking at it. And of course, nothing I say is financial advice or a suggestion to buy, sell, or hold any asset whatsoever. This is simply an area where I think Dogecoin has a good risk to reward. And I would pick some up if I had some dry powder, but it's all tied up in bonk right now, which is also performing badly. And probably also hit at 618 today. Okay, so there we go. That's it. That's all I got for you. XRP. Let's talk about XRP real quick. XRP, I think, was holding up better than some of its peers. Yeah, XRP also hit the 618, very close to the 618 today. Bounced right off of that. It keeps hitting that 618 and bouncing. You're not going to get a lot of opportunities to pick it up down there. I would have an open order to pick it up around 197, and every time it goes beneath $2, just pick a little bit up right now. Now, there is room that it could come all the way down to 162, but until it breaks 189, there's no reason to believe that it's going to go all the way to 162. And it could just fly right back up over $3. Okay? But it is hanging out here in this area in the upper half of it, which is good because we did wick up above this structure over here. We stayed above this previous structure down here, so we're making higher highs and higher lows right now, technically. So as long as we come back and make a higher high above 273, this thing's going to keep on going up. NVIDIA had a nice, strong resurgence today. Yeah, NVIDIA, nice strong resurgence today. It still has to get above the 21-day moving average at 136.53. Once it does that, then I'd be looking at it to move back up into the 140s and 150s. I'll get bullish on it again, but this head and shoulders came in, and it almost completed the head and shoulders. It still could wick down to like 121, 118 sometime in the next week or two. But if it does not do it by Monday or Tuesday, I would not, well, let's say Thursday, I would not be surprised to see it go back for the top of the range. AMD, I actually bought some calls on AMD today. Okay, I bought some calls on AMD today. Look what we got here. We got an inverted hammer at the bottom of the move, which very much looks like what a falling wedge, right? A nice falling wedge there between the bottom ATR band and the 5-day moving average. I bought some leap calls all the way out to 2026 for $150 call strikes for AMD. I'm a little bit down on those right now, but I am expecting AMD to do a move. So look, this is something important, right? Let me bring this up. Okay, let me turn off my drawings. AMD. Well, actually, I need my drawings on. Ha ha ha. AMD daily chart. We could do this on a weekly chart, be a little easier, but you can see swing low back here, right? Back in October 2023 to the swing high that it did in March 2024, right? So swing low to swing high there. Look where we came to. We came to the 786 on that swing. We came to it. We're a little bit low below it right now, but we came to it. That's an institutional buy zone. What happened the last time we hit the 786 on this particular pattern? It went all the way up 43% back up to 174. Now, if it does that right now, I'm going to make a whole bunch of money. Now, if it comes a bit lower, I'm going to lose a whole bunch of money. So if it goes underneath, let's say it goes under $110, yeah, I'm just going to cut that and accept that I made a mistake. If it goes back up to 144, I might also trim a little bit, take some profit. And then if it goes up back up to 175-ish, I will be dropping all of it for a whole bunch of money. So that is the plan right now. It went all the way up, came back to that 786 level on the fib for this big move back in 2023. I want to see it at least come back up to this trend line and see how it interacts there, and I am expecting potentially for it to break through and go higher from there. That's what I'm looking at for AMD. Okay, what else is going on? MicroStrategy. I didn't talk about MicroStrategy yet. Okay, let's finish up with MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy was up 11% today, so we came all the way to the bottom of the move here, all the way from the top of this range to the bottom of the range where support was. The heaviest support, of course, we came all the way back down to it. So look at our volume profile. Let's bring this in, okay? We need to hold this line. We lose this line right here, we dump all the way down to 255. That's going to suck. So let's not lose that line, okay? All right. We need to get it back above the $370. We need to get above $70. There is no way we get through the next couple of weeks if we do not get above $370 on MicroStrategy. That is a line in the sand that we must recover, and we must recover it fast. All right. Average force would say that we have a chance. Stochastic ribbons are going sideways. The slow is going sideways, and the fast is starting to point up and is about to turn yellow. Those are all good signs that we can recapture $370, which again we need to recapture $370. And if we go back below 340, we're going to have a bad time. Back below 340, we're in the bottom half of this candle here, and we are likely to come back to the floor here at 320. We lose 320. Hello to 260. And goodbye to like all of my money. Okay, so we need to take 370. That's got to happen. Otherwise, we're going to have a bad time, and I'm going to be taking some losses on my MSTX. That is exactly what's going to happen. Anyways, that's all I've got for you today. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Check out the Trade Cave store, link in the description, as well as the channel bio, and have a profitable day.